Well, this is the big freeze of 2020. The hostas were pretty far up, some of them, and it's supposed to go to -4. So that's like a solid freeze, and they'll come back, but they look horrible all year. So I decided to try this to save them. And that's one of my companion plants that's gonna go unprotected. I really like this one. It's lungwort. I don't know what the pulmonaria. I don't know what the type is. It's got nice spotted leaves, flowers for a long time. It's a really nice plant. And then a little ligularia coming, and a hardy geranium, some false dead nettle there. Everything else, all the hostas are covered in pots because they get all burned and they look like shit all season. But this is what you have to do when you're insane about gardening. The neighbors must have been looking at me like I was out of my mind putting all this stuff together. But we'll see whether it makes a difference or not. And then this used to be the tomato garden last year. So I dug it out a little bit bigger. And it's so many, they were just crowding out everywhere. So I decided just to make this bigger. I put flowers there instead of tomatoes. I moved the tomato garden. And coming up the path here, it's hard with the sun in my eyes, but so this is the cherry tree garden. The alliums are coming up nice. The hakuras were coming up really nice. So what I did here on this one, still pretty low bullets on it. I ran out of containers, so I just mounded dirt over it. Put the hit of frost on the dirt, not the plant. In a couple days, just wipe it out. And then, I fixed this garden up a bit. I built a little rock wall with all kinds of rocks that were all over the place. And then this is going to be my tomato garden. It's still under construction right now. And I just like 10 bags of nice topsoil and manure in there, work it in, plant them. And then actually what I did here was the new garden that I cut out back there. All the sod, I knocked as much dirt off it as I could, but I flipped it upside down, and then I made trenches down here, dug it down about 2 feet, and then flipped the sod upside down, made a layer of sod, and then packed dirt on top of it so it'll just turn into earth, because it's too heavy to put into the recycling bags. Anyways, I was hoping my first garden video would be better, but it's terrible. Oh, these are nice. Bloodroot. They just finished flowering. They're just a native plant. Put a couple pieces in there about 5 or 6 years ago, and it's actually starting to turn into a nice clump. There's another native there. That's some false Solomon seal. Came out of the same forest. And you can just see with the root in front of it, of course, but that little red thing in the center is going to be a jack in the pulpit. But everything it's so cold out here. It's unbelievable. It reminds me more like probably second week in November, second week of March type of thing, as opposed to second weekend in May. And there's the sedums. And I threw 3 Gaillardias in there. They're Arizona blanket flower. They like kind of tough conditions, dry conditions. With this garden is really dry, so hopefully I'm gonna give a nice splash of orange and red in there with the colors. Smoke tree is still sleeping. The irises are coming up nice. And then I had to chop the one in front in half, so I put half back here. I dug kind of a big circular pit around where I put it, and then mixed the soil 50-50 with peat moss, just to break it up, make it be like the drainage. So we'll see how it does here. And then I took out one of the forsythias. I had two of them side by side last year. It looked like they'd been there for a long time. They looked horrible. So I just dug one out and got rid of it. I put a nice grass on there, so that should get nice and tall and fill in the back there. And one of my favorite companion plants for hostas is the Jack Frost Brunera, Siberian bug loss. But nice forget-me-not blue flowers in this early, and then those seeds kind of fall off, and then it just starts to put out nice big leaves in the same color pattern. Maybe you see the little ones there. And there's a what the hell do you call that again? Astle beacon. Little white flower on it, and then back to all my beautiful hostas. So what I'm hoping to do by covering them, anyways, put the pots over, the reason I did it, is there's enough heat in the soil that for a few hours inside the pot it would be like a little microclimate. So inside the pot it might stay warm enough where they don't freeze. That's the plan, but it depends how cold it is and how long the cold lasts for. So we'll see whether it's successful or not. There's some nice tiger lilies. That's a really nice accent plant to put with hostas. A little flower in the shade, and you know, it's a very durable plant. It can take a lot of abuse and still flower. There's Ligularia. That one's, I think, Othello or Desdemona. I'm not sure which, but that one's self-seeding. So it's a pain in the ass, because every year you're digging out about 40 or 50 babies around it. There's another Ligularia. What they call it, Osiris Cafe Noir. This one's better because it doesn't self-seed. And it doesn't get as big either. And then a few clumps of spiderwort, Tridentia. And basically they're all covered up and protected for the night. Well, thanks for watching.